Hi everyone, welcome to THT, and today we're going to talk about the premier event organized by Organized Play event that is taking place from the 23rd to the 24th of November 2024 in Birmingham. So this tournament is going to be massive. Organized Play event, so OP stand as OPE, has organized some of the biggest events we see in Star Wars Unlimited. Notably the 222 players in Twickenham and the 170 player tournament in Manchester, and they are doing absolutely and also all the tournaments that happen during the UK Game Expo. So they organize those massive tournaments, and those tournaments are always super well organized. And this time they are organizing a tournament in Birmingham. And the reason why I'm talking about this tournament, because I think this tournament is very special for the fact that it's going to be probably the biggest, the biggest tournament we're going to see on the first expansion, Twilight of the Republic, and it also has some of the most insane prizes I've ever seen. Also, additionally, they they asked me to advertise their videos, and they gave me some free tickets to their events. So as you know, the tickets cost £20. So if you drop a comment on the video below, you have a chance to enter the giveaway. So I will randomly choose two people that have decided to put a comments below the video, and I will send them the code for the event, and they can redeem that code on the OPE website to get themselves a free ticket. So £20 for free. So I'll be giving out 2 tickets, so drop your comments below, and good luck. So let's talk a bit more about the reason why this tournament is I think very important. The first reason is obviously, as I said, it's going to be a pretty big tournament. I'm expecting anywhere between 150 players to 200 players, maybe more. Their maximum capacity is going to be 384, but honestly I think it's very unlikely they're going to reach that amount, but it's possible that this tournament might be the biggest tournament ever organized in Star Wars Unlimited. So let's talk about the technicalities of it. So as you can see, there's a main event. There's going to be a Super Sealed on Sunday, a Super Draft on Sunday, and a another constructed tournament on Sunday as well. So those tournaments are going to be, of course, if you ever wanted to take part in a draft tournament, I think like Super Draft has been super fun. I tried it last time in Manchester, and I got a great time, and the prizes were amazing. So really encourage you to take part in those side events, and pretty much everybody can participate in that event except the people who managed to make top 8 in the main event. So let's take a look at the technicalities of the event. So it is going to be, of course, standard constructed. It's happening in the National Conference Center, which is very close to where the UK Game Expo is taking place. So if you've been going to UK Game Expo before, it would be easy for you to get there. It's going to be up to 9 rounds of Swiss. It depends on the attendance. Then the player cap is at 384, which means that if the tournament is filled out completely, it will be the biggest Star Wars Unlimited tournaments ever organized, which is pretty exciting. To be fair, as I said, I'm expecting anywhere between 150 to 200 players. So don't expect this amount to be reached, but who knows? Maybe the hype of the new expansion will boost the numbers. And so yeah, it says 7 rounds. I'm expecting more 8 rounds personally. 55-minute match with best of 3, of course. And the tournament will be set up on Limitless. That means that even if you don't take part of the tournament, it's going to be pretty exciting because there's going to be a stream that you can follow to watch the tournament, and the Limitless gives you tons of input, everything you could ever want, literally every single deck list of every single player in the tournament, how their record, who they lost against, the win rate of each of the leaders. Like, in order to get insight about the meta, it's one of the best type of tournaments. On the top cut, there will be a top cut on day 2 with a maximum top cut of 16 players. So I don't know if they're going to go for 8 players or 16 players. I guess it's going to depend on the attendance. And here's the pricing. So this is where it gets interesting. So first of all, right at the gate, you get 3 packs just for taking place. So you almost paid for it. It's not exactly. They're very, very generous in terms of. OP has been notorious for being one of the most generous company in terms of pricing. You get 3 packs just literally for taking part of the tournaments tournaments cost £20, so one pack is like a bit less than £5. So you're almost getting like most of your money just for taking part. Then if you get to top 64, which is about half of the event, if you just be on the second half of the event, you get an exclusive Grogu. I know those guys were sold for quite a bit at the beginning. They kind of went down in price. So we'll see how much they are worth. But yeah. At this point, but yeah, those are not going to be worth a lot. This is where it gets interesting, is when you get the top 32, you get 6 additional boosters of the new set. So that means that, yeah, you are or you just have to do top 32 when you get your money back, essentially. And top 32, it's not super hard, because as I said, if we are like 100, let's say we're 170, that's basically you have to be on the first quarter. But then of course the price become really crazy at this point. So top 16, you get 6 additional boosters. That means you get 12 boosters. That's half of a booster box if you get to top 16. If you get to top 8, then you get an additional 12. So this is where it goes from 12 to 24 boosters. That's basically top 8, and you get a booster box of Twilight Republic. 34th place, you get some other promos which are not worth a lot anymore, unfortunately. But then at this point you get 24 additional booster box. That is 24 additional booster, sorry. So that's one box. So 6 plus 6 plus 12, that's 24 plus 24. Basically, you get 2 booster box of Twilight Republic. I don't know why they do this system of additional thing. It's a little bit obnoxious to count, but anyway, you get the idea. And then second place, you get yourself 48 additional boosters. That's 2 booster box. So that means that you get 4 booster box in total for second place. And then if you get the champion, this is where the price gets completely crazy. You get yourself a case of boosters, so that's 6 booster box, plus it says additional, that means you get all the previous phases, so you get 10 booster box of Twilight Republic, which is completely insane. And then of course the biggest prize of all, you get a paid flight for the 2025 Galactic Championship. So the event is not included, so if you want to get your day 2 buy, you're still going to need to win a PQ, but it remains an insanely great price to get in my opinion. This is worth way more than an invite to the event, because then you get day 2. If you're a very good player, and if you're a player that is capable of winning a tournament of that magnitude, making it to day 2 to the Galactic Championship is not going to be necessarily super hard. So for us European, the big barrier to entry to the Galactic Championship is not to qualify for day 2, it's to actually pay for the flight for the event. This is the biggest expense it costs, and it's going to cost you around, like if you're in Europe, like a flight to the USA, if you get a cheap one, you get at least 800 euro. It's very expensive. So this is like the biggest prize by far. I mean, obviously all the booster boxes are worth more than the tickets, but not always easy to sell boxes. So we'll see, depends on if the boxes sell well or not. So that's pretty cool. I'm not going to get into details of the prices of the side events, but they are very generous with the pricing here. If you get your in the super draft here, if you win the top cut here, you get yourself to earn a booster box. I actually won a booster box. It's 12 additional boosters, so actually more than that. It's actually way more than a booster box. So they once again are super generous with pricing. On my super draft event that I came second to in Manchester, I got myself a booster box plus a bunch of boosters. That was really generous of them. So they're very generous with their pricing. So there will be also side events, the Constructed, Twin Suns draft, and they also do Chaos draft, which is pretty interesting, which is basically one pack of each set to draft with. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. I think that could be fun. So even if you don't win the event, basically just by attending you get most of your money back anyways, and there are so many cool fun side events to take part in. This is as close as it gets from like a Grand Prix or a Magic Fest, that if you play Magic the Gathering, that kind of event. And it's really a lot of fun. So I really do encourage you guys to come and check it out. If you are European, it's only a flight away. I'm going to be flying from Ireland to attend, and I'm sure that many other people around the world, around Europe, will do so. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the implications of this tournament as far as the meta is concerned. As you know, as I said in my previous videos, I'm not in favor of a ban of Boba, at least not right now. But I'm obviously very interested to know how it goes after set 3 comes out and how it's going to impact the meta, like how set 3 is going to impact the meta. Are we going to see something similar than in set 2 where the set 3 meta the set 1 meta is simply going to repeat itself with some updates, or is it going to be a completely different meta? In my opinion, it would be a pretty bad for the game if the meta of Stride of the Republic is just an updated meta of the previous one, because I think it's going to make the meta feels very stale. If we still see Sabine decks, green, black, blue control decks, and Boba decks dominate the meta, it's gonna feel very stale. So I really hope that Twilight of the Republic is gonna check things up. This tournament is happening at the end of November. That's about 3 weeks after the release of the game, of the expansion. So that's gonna be probably one of the biggest point in which FFG should be looking at in order to know whether or not Boba should be banned. In my opinion, if Boba dominates that tournament, this would be an extremely big red flag for Boba, and I think this should be something that I don't know if it will, but it should trigger in FFG the will to actually ban Boba if Boba still dominate that tournament. So it's going to be I think this tournament is going to be one of the most important tournaments to take a look at to see where the game is heading. I don't think any ban is going to happen before that tournament. But definitely after that tournament, I think it's very possible that we might see a ban at this point in order to check things out, to shake things out and to check the meta, because it's been a little bit stale in the past since the game has been released. So it's something that I'm really eager to see and if it's going to happen or not. So this is another reason why I think this tournament is very decisive, and if you're not going to take part in it, I strongly advise you to follow it very closely and see what's going to happen here. I mean, obviously, I think most people are going to do, because it's probably going to be the first major tournament happening with the new expansion. So take part, and once again, if you drop a comment on the video below, you get yourself a chance for free tickets. I will contact you try to contact you. And I will give you your promo code that you can redeem. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time for another video.